Hey, what's going on? It's Thomas. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a great weekend. And I want to share in this video how I was able to generate $7,202 in profit in just 2 days. Okay, so it's Monday today and it's just been a weekend, obviously. And generally, for weight loss stuff, weekends perform best for me, okay? When we're running paid ads, weight loss on weekends is just insane. And this is, proof of that. So Saturday and Sunday, these are the results we spent. And again, we're going to go through the ads manager and show you, live proof. This is the tracker, but we spent just $9,349 and made back $16,000, $16,500, giving a profit of $7,202, which is a 77% ROI. Okay, so return on the ad spend, return on investment, which is insane in 2 days. So if you've seen my previous video where I walked through how throughout the first 3 or 4 weeks of September, we were at a loss. We actually lost $18,000 trying to test different offers in this weight loss campaign that we've been running since March. And since March, we've generated over $700,000 in revenue, an insane amount of profit. But towards the end of August, the offers stopped converting that we'd been running. And we were trying to find a new offer throughout September to carry on this campaign, to carry on the profit, right? And it just would not work. Go back in, whether you're watching this on YouTube, whether you're watching this inside my DA Digital Boss members area, go back to the previous video and you'll see where I walk you through how we lost over $18,000 testing different offers, right? I think spent $54,000 in revenue and obviously, made back, $54,000 in ad spend, made back around $36,000 in revenue, obviously at a loss of $18,000. We could not find an offer that was kicking out profit. Then around the 24th, 25th of September, we found this offer, this one offer that we started testing. And I think throughout September, we tested 10 or 12 different offers. But we found this one offer at the back of September and instantly hit profit. I think $1,000 the first day profit, just under $1,000 the next day, $2,000 the day after, $3,000. And then, between $1,000 and $3,000 throughout that next week, right? And we ran it for 7 days, 7 to 8 days to test the offer. And again, we hit between $1,000 and $3,000 profit every single day. Every day was green. So in that first week of testing this offer, we'd already pretty much made back the $18,000 that we lost throughout September. So that shows how important the offer is. And again, there's that saying, you can't polish a turd. And it holds true. Because no matter how good your ad copy is, no matter how good your audience targeting is, no matter how good your optimization process, your funnel, no matter how good that is, if the offer does not convert, it's all at a loss. It's not going to work. If the offer doesn't convert people into sales, it doesn't work, right? It doesn't matter what you do in your media buying and your ad buying. If the offer doesn't work, you're at a loss. So it shows the importance of the offer. Now, the reason why I kept it going was because obviously I'd run some of these offers before and found profit. So I was thinking I should be able to get them profitable again, but for whatever reason, it just didn't happen. So we tested new offers and finally found this one. And then, so obviously the offer is important. The other thing that was the key part of this was mindset. So the mindset part was, obviously I could have easily given up after losing the first few $1,000s and just thought, okay, we've had a really good run with this campaign since March, generated hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's time to put this to bed. It's a dead campaign now. We've lost it after the first 4 or 5 days of negative. But I didn't. I kept on going because I knew we could still hit the profit. I knew we could. And obviously, with some pig-headedness, the right mindset, determination, focus, after 3 or 4 weeks, we finally found the offer that converted after testing over 10 different offers. So that shows mindset and the offer, very, very important. The most important aspects when it comes to media buying and affiliate marketing. So obviously not everything's going to be applicable, as in, fortunately I had a decent sized budget to be able to test all these different offers and spend, $54,000 in ad spend at a loss, and not, obviously I was worrying about it, but I wasn't, putting myself in a hole. I wasn't, I was careful not to do that. I know not everyone's going to be in that same position where they've got that much budget to spend. However, on the flip side of that, it's not like I was gifted this money or it's, you know, an inheritance or anything like that, right? It's hard. It's money that I've made from affiliate marketing over the last 9 months. You know, I started in January with $50 a day. I've built that up. You know, I didn't, you know, just have $100,000 sitting in the bank or inherited money from my, you know, mom or grandparents or my job or whatever. I didn't win the lottery. I've had to work hard to generate this money through what I'm teaching and showing in these videos and inside my members area, and then obviously plow back in, reinvest the profits and the revenue generated into scaling. So from $50 a day in January, that's what I was spending when I started out, to, you know, a few $100s to $1,000 to $5,000 up to, you know, maybe $8,000, $10,000 when I was at the peak before obviously started losing money back in July, August time. So with that said, I want to go through what I did in this campaign. Obviously 6 minutes into this video, we've not even looked at the profit. So I want to show you exactly what happened here, right? So again, found the offer at the back end of September, proved it. So for the next 7-8 days, kept on running, didn't scale, but kept on running, spending, you know, a couple of $1,000s a day to test this offer, to make sure every day is going to be green, that we're not going to just have 2 days of green and then we try and scale prematurely and then obviously fall off a cliff the next day. I wanted to prove that this offer is going to be stable and consistent. So 7 to 8 days of testing. You know, in that time, we made back what I lost in September. You know, the $18,000 that we were negative, that's been made back and more. So then rolled round into this weekend just gone. Started scaling Saturday morning. That's when I started pushing the budgets and started duplicating things. I'm going to show you exactly what I did in the Ads Manager in just a second. And that resulted in 2 excellent days. Yesterday, Sunday was the best, but Saturday was extremely good as well. So you can see here, we've got 2 campaigns, right? These are the 2 weight loss campaigns running in 2 separate ad accounts. The reason is I don't want to get my ad accounts banned, right? And now we're pushing the bar, right? I'm spending a couple of $1,000s in each one. I don't want to spend more than a few $1,000s in an ad account on a daily basis, because that's going to raise flags. It's going to make Facebook, you know, have a look and see what's going on in this ad account. We're starting to spend quite a lot of money. It's just a way of, you know, staying under the radar. Now, to even further stay under the radar, really, I should spend under $1,000 a day. That's not feasible to do. I don't want to run this across 10 different ad accounts to spend 10K a day. I'd rather spend, you know, run it over 3 or 4 different ad accounts, spending 2 or 3K a day in each ad account, right? So two campaigns here. And you can see, you know, on this, we also are building an email list. Okay, so we're generating leads as well. We're running a non-opt-in page, which is just a quiz to, you know, after they complete the quiz, they go to the thank you page, and then on the thank you page, they can click through to the offer. And then we also have an opt-in page where it's the exact same quiz, but instead of having a button to click to go to the thank you page, they have an email opt-in box that they put their email in, then they go to the thank you page. So we also made money off this as well. So this is the follow-up sequence that's running here. You know, only a few sales, but, you know, still decent. It's an extra $400 in revenue. We've already paid for the lead because we've paid for that click on the ad, but now we're capturing the email address as well. And you can see we sent a few hundred clicks, 181 people clicked through the lander on the email, and 3 of them bought, okay? So pretty decent. So then let's see what we're doing in the ad account. So notice here we've made in total $16,552. So this is the first ad account, DHV. So this is this campaign highlighted in yellow. Okay, and this campaign over the 3rd to the 4th. So you can see I've got 2 dates selected there. I'll just open that up. 3rd and 4th of October highlighted yellow. So the 3rd and 4th, we made $8,375. And in this one, again, you can see 3rd and 4th, I'll refresh the screen. 3rd and 4th here, we spent $4,492. So we spent, yeah, pretty accurate, 4,495 we've got here, so a couple dollars more. And so that's given us a pretty accurate profit reading, right? Just under 4K, $3,879, giving us an 86% ROI, which is really good. Really strong weekend in this campaign, right? In this ad account. Let's have a look in the other ad account, which again is this one, okay, CB5 DLV. And in this one, we did exact same dates. I'll refresh it again. We spent 4,844. Okay, so 4,844 in that one over the 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. And we made back 7,761, so 4,845. So very accurate again with the cost. So this one gave us a profit of $2,900. Again, just short of 3,000. And then obviously with the email stuff in there, we made $7,202 in profit, which is extremely good. I mean, imagine if you could maintain that level of profit every day for a month, where you're averaging $3,500 profit every single day. That's over 100K in profit. Now, obviously, refunds to take into account. This product offer is currently, refund rate is around 3.5%, okay? So, out of the $7,200 profit, I'm not going to be able to work that out right off the top of my head, but 10% of that's going to be $700, 5% is $350. So we're going to be looking at maybe having another $280 minus off that profit because of the refund rate, right? We take 3.5% of that off. That's going to, obviously I'd probably give it a little bit more, 5%, just because I feel like the offer, we've only just started pushing it over the last 10 days or so. The refund rate is going to creep up over the next few weeks, I imagine. Maybe if we can maintain around 6-7%, I'd be quite happy. If we get to 10%, that's definitely not great, but it's maintainable. I don't really want to be above 10% refund rate, but we'll see. This offer it seems like a very good offer. The vendors are very good. The fulfillment seems really good. They've got a lot of stock. The manufacturer's got a lot of stock. So we should be seeing pretty good refund rates, but we'll see. All right, so let's have a look at the ad accounts again. So notice this is the process, okay? And again, this is going to be taught in my DA Digital Boss members area. So if you're a member, obviously if you're watching this in the members area, look forward to more detail of this, structure and strategy coming forward over the next few days. Also, I've got a few other things which I'll update at the end, because this video is obviously going to be used for my YouTube channel, and it's going to be an update for you guys in the members area as well. So anyway, notice what I did. Okay, so I started with the CBO. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of everything else here. So filter by selection. All right, and let me do the same in here. We've got a few. I'm not going to bother selecting these page like campaigns. I'm just going to filter by selection there as well. Okay. So what happened here was 24th. Remember 24th of September, that's when I found this offer. Okay. In here, 24th and 25th, we've got two. So the 24th of September is when started testing this offer, right? And what I did, well, in fact, I can show you. I'll open it up. So we've got a range of different ad sets in here. Okay. 21 ad sets in total. So this was a CBO campaign. Campaign budget optimization, right? So I had the campaign budget optimization, I think was around $1,000 a day to start with, all right, in this campaign. And it was a mixture of interests, which you can see, and lookalikes, okay? So lookalike purchase, lookalike MC, lookalike checkouts, video views, BT, which are basically different customer lists. Let me just mute this a second, bear with me, sorry. Okay, so started running this. Now, again, although I had data from previous, the previous weight loss campaign that I'd been running all this time, this was a new offer, okay? And what you find is new offers convert differently, okay? Although they're, very similar product, they're a weight loss supplement, whether it be a pill, a powder, a drop, whatever it is, they're a very similar sort of offer, right? However, they cater and resonate differently with the audience. So it's important to notice this, right? So what you'll see trends. So for instance, when I was promoting Research, which is the first offer that I started promoting back in March, and I promoted it from March to June time before fulfillment issues started happening with that offer. And Research is a Clickbank offer. What I noticed was, after I gathered data, I noticed that the hour of the day, and I look at this in my tracker, the hour of the day was between 3 a.m. and 11 a.m. Pacific time. That is when the highest ROI, highest EPCs were happening, okay? There were sales made throughout the rest of the day, but the highest EPCs, conversion rates, ROI were happening in that 7-8 hour time window. So what I did was, and this is the next step, and again, we're going to be teaching this in the DA Digital Boss members area, I started day parting. Now, this isn't relevant to what I'm doing here, but I'm just explaining stuff that how you pick up trends, right? How you notice different things with different offers. This is an example of that. So I noticed that the different time at the hours of the day where how that was working for that particular offer. Now, what I'm noticing in this offer, and I've not put this to the test, I haven't started day parting because I want to get a couple of weeks of data before I start doing that to make sure we give it a fair test, right? To get some fair data and make an accurate decision. But what I am noticing to start happening is this is the opposite. Whereas the other offers that we're promoting seem to have that kickoff time where the big EPC time, the sales started happening between 3 a.m. and 11 a.m. Pacific time. What I'm noticing in here is it's actually the reverse. It's happening between 3 p.m. and 11 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so it's like a sort of 12-hour difference. And that's just the offer, right? There's nothing changed. I'm still targeting the same different countries, still targeting similar interests, still targeting different lookalikes, similar, like based off the data that I've collected. But for whatever reason, this offer just seems to convert better in the afternoon and evening times, which is, again, it's just how it works. It's important that when you're starting new ad accounts, when you're starting new campaigns, new offers, don't think what works in one ad account or for one offer or in one campaign is going to work exactly the same in a new one. All right, it can be different, and this is proof of that. All right, so let me get back to it. So we started going through this, right? So we started testing these different interests, different lookalikes. And obviously what you can see here is I've started trimming, right? I've turned a lot of these off. So I'm seeing, I'm letting them spend at least 1x and obviously you can't see that because we're still looking at the weekend days, so 2 days, 3rd and 4th. But basically, I was allowing 1x to 1.5x the CPA. So average payout of this offer is like $120, I think. So that's like what the average commission is. I was allowing at least the ad sets to spend at least that amount, usually going up towards $200 before making the decision to turn it off. Okay, so if it didn't have a sale, it would get turned off. If it had one sale, but was a negative, so like I think the lowest payout on this offer is around $40. So if I'd spent $200 and only made $40 back, I'd turn it off. But if I'd spent $200 and made $150 back, then I might leave it on, okay? Because it's near break even. One more sale, I'm going to be into profit, right? So that's how the mindset of doing that, right? Depending on how aggressive you want to be, I change sometimes. Sometimes I'll allow it a little bit more leniency. Sometimes I want to be more aggressive and cut it sooner. I might only let it run $80 and look at the other secondary metrics, such as my CPMs, CTR, that kind of thing. And if I see stuff that's quite high there, I'll cut it, or, high CPMs, low CTRs, click-through rates and cost per 1,000 impressions. So I can sometimes decide off that as well, right? So what I'm doing is I'm cutting, right? I'm trimming the fat, stopping losers and trimming the fat. And then obviously now this allows the ad sets that are making sales to get all of the budget. Because remember, we're using that CBO. So this is the good thing about CBO. And again, I know I'm going off on tangents. This is probably going to be a long video, but I feel like it's going to have a lot of value in it. So this is the good thing about CBO, right? So I'm spending $1,000 a day in this CBO campaign. Now, let's say I started with 10 ad sets. I can't remember exactly how many, but it was around 10 or 12 different ad sets. So I start with 10 ad sets. Now I'm running CBO, so it's $1,000 a day, and it's spread across all those ad sets. Facebook chooses which ad sets get the spend, right? Now I set a minimum budget. So I say, Facebook, these ad sets need to at least spend $25 a day each. So that's what I set. So that each ad set's going to at least spend $25 a day. And then Facebook's going to choose which ones gets the bulk of the spend, right? Depending on the results. And usually Facebook, it's a mixed bag. Sometimes they get it right, and the ad sets that are kicking off and taking off and getting really good results will get the bulk of the spend. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get it wrong. Now I've got automated rules set up in these ad accounts that, for stop loss and safety nets and trim the fat rules, where I'll cut any, automatically Facebook will come in and turn off ads or ad sets. If they spend X amount of money without getting any results, they'll turn it off. So I don't have to constantly monitor this, right? Now, so going back to the CBO, so $1,000 a day. Now, let's say I'm running 10 ad sets. Now, midway through the day, I see 4 of these ad sets are performing really bad. So I turn them off. So that's 4 ad sets down. Now I've got 6 ad sets remaining, but I've still got $1,000 being spent. So now those 6 ad sets are going to be spending more because they've got more budget to run with, right? Because I've turned off the other 4 that were also taking up budget. So now the budget's being spread across all of the ad sets that are still active. Whereas if I was running an ad set budget campaign and I had 10 ad sets running $100 a day per ad set, and my 4 ad sets were losing, and I turned those off, leaving 6 ad sets, I'm only spending $600 a day. Okay, I've already just chopped off $400 of my budget. So campaign budget is really good in that sense because I'm not losing any of my budget. And in fact, it's better because now the ad sets that are working well are going to get more budget without me having to increase the budget and risk resetting the learning phase, risk mixing up or messing up the budget. When you increase the budget, sometimes you can risk the results. They can go a bit haywire. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. That's why I like campaign budget optimization. I still use ad set budget, and I'm going to show you in a second. I've sort of reversed it a little bit. What I was doing was I was testing with ad set budget, and I still do this, but in this campaign I did something different, or in this ad account. I have tested with ad set budget, find some winning ad sets, and then move them into a CBO and see how it goes. So I've done it the reverse this time. So in this campaign, I saw some of the ad sets that were working. And then what I did, as of the 3rd of October, which was Saturday morning, I duped them into a winning ad set campaign, right? And I started saying, all right, I know this is working, this lookalike with an interest laying on top. In fact, I've tried this a couple of times. This one was Wi-Fi, as is this one. That's why there's some duplications of this. So you can see now we're spending $333 a day in these couple, $500 a day. Sorry, and then also you can see I've turned one off. Excuse me. So that's what I'm looking at, right? So this is how I've scaled. So I've gone from my $1,000 a day CBO that I've ran since the 24th of September. So as of the 3rd of October, it had been running 9-10 days, something like that. And I'd obviously given it a good go, right? I'd noticed, I can't remember exactly how long that's been running, 8 or 9 days, I'm not too sure. But it's had enough time to show each ad set, to give it a really good amount of spend. If they've all spent, obviously spent $8,000, $9,000 in that campaign, each ad set spent at least $300-$400. So I'm seeing which ad sets are working, which are picking up, which are getting sales, which have got high ROI, high EPCs, earnings per click, right? And then I'm hand picking, which you can see here, I've got broad, I've got the LAL2 MC plus QL, I've got the LAL2 purchase. I've only got 3 audiences in here, right? There's 3 audiences. And each one is duped. So all 3 on auto placements, and then the 3 duplications, exact same audience, but targeting Wi-Fi. Okay. So that's what I've done in here. Now I'm spending, $5,000, $1,500, so $2,500 being spent in this campaign if this was active as well, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run for a couple of days, which it has done over the weekend. I'll probably let it run today as well to give it a weekday to make sure it performs. And then I'm going to start surfing these ad set budgets, meaning if they're performing well at 8 a.m. in the morning, I'll bump them up by 20%. If they're performing still great by midday, I'll bump them up again another 20%. If they're performing well still at 4 p.m, I'll bump them up 20%. And then at midnight, I'll reset the budget to where it started from. So that's a good way of really, it's a good way of, I can't think of the word, but basically jumping on the fact that these ad sets are performing well. If they're performing well, then they're probably going to have a really good day. So if we can really push the budget up without jeopardizing too much of the resetting the learning phase, which is why we pushed to 20%, we can really start pushing the budget, meaning if that ad set's going to perform well throughout the whole day, we're going to spend even more, meaning we're going to generate more sales, right? So that's a good way of doing it. And then I'll basically, to finish off this little strategy, I'll keep doing this for a few days. And if it holds well for 3 days, instead of resetting it to the starting budget where it started from at the beginning of that day, I'll reset it to the first bump. Okay, so the first 20% bump, I'll reset it to that. And then, I'll carry on 20%. So we're pushing it each day is getting further and further up, more and more spend. So that's the way we're doing it. It's the exact same in this campaign as well, in this ad account. Started with these 2 CBO campaigns. Pretty much exactly the same, except a few different audiences in each. And then scaled the winners into this. So now we've got 2 interests and 1 lookalike. And again, 3 for, and you can see actually I've done this right here. We've reset these to 20% now because these started a day early. I think I set these off on the 2nd. And, I've started these. These are holding really well, very profitable, at least doubling the money, which is what I want to see to be able to start doing this. And so now these are set to 400. As of this morning, I could have reset them to 333, but I didn't. I reset them to an extra 20% because now I'm going to start surfing again. Try and scale them up, push it to 20% at 8 a.m., 20% at 12 p.m., 20% at 4 p.m., and then back to 400 at midnight, and then again through that day, and again through the next day. And if it holds again, I'll start at 480, which is 20% up, and then I'll push again 3 times 20. Again, I'll go through this in the DA Digital Boss members area. So if you remember, don't worry about it too much. But that's pretty much what I'm doing. Okay. So I know this is really ticking on, which I apologize. 26 minutes in. Hopefully you've got some value from this. Again, it just shows, I cannot stress the importance of mindset and then offer as well. It doesn't matter how good a media buyer you are, how good your ad copy is, how good your funnel is. If the offer does not convert, it's at a loss, right? You're going to lose money if the offer isn't converting, which is why the offer is the most important part of your flow. And then your mindset is just incredibly important to just, not get worried or frustrated when you don't make a sale in the first 6 hours or the first day or the first couple of days. So many people just cancel the campaign, give up on it after 2 days because they haven't made a sale. They've lost $200 or whatever it is. This doesn't work. It's a joke, whatever it is. But they literally could just be millimeters away from cracking it. It's that, there's that meme or whatever it is, that little, I can't remember what it's called, but where the gold miner or the diamond miners, there's one on each, one on top, one on bottom, and they're both mining down the same track. And one is literally turns around, gives up, walking back down a tunnel because he's not getting anywhere, but he's literally that far from cracking the gold. And the other person kept on going and managed to get through to it, and now they're reaping the rewards. And this is exactly the same in affiliate marketing. It really is. When you find an offer that works, it can literally be make or break. It really can, and it can be life-changing. Imagine generating $3,500 profit every single day. Imagine generating $1,000 profit every single day for the whole year. That's $365K in profit. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and that is more than doable with affiliate marketing. It's more than doable with a lot of businesses, but affiliate marketing is just so easy. It's so low barrier. You don't need anything apart from a laptop and an internet connection. That is all you need. You don't need a product. You don't need a support team. You don't need this. You don't need that. You don't need, obviously things help. A VA helps because obviously it helps, be able for you to focus on the more important tasks, and, maybe landing page building and all that stuff can be outsourced. But in essence, you can do this on your own. And I actually recommend you start off doing this on your own rather than building a team right off the bat, because obviously you want to be able to learn every part of this. It's good for you to have an understanding of how each pillar, from building landing pages, from setting up trackers, from setting up ad campaigns, from building audiences, from getting ad creative, from hiring, all of that is very important for you to understand. When you start outsourcing it and building a team, you know exactly what your team member needs to do. If you don't understand what their job role is, how are you going to monitor their job progress? It just doesn't make any sense. So it's important that you start off, I think, on your own, one-man bandit or one-woman bandit, and just get used to everything and then start building your team. I really, really think that's important. But anyway, I'm going to end it there because it is getting a long video, and obviously I don't want you sitting here for hours. But hopefully you've got some value from this. Please let me know in the comments below if you did. Any questions, also drop them in the comments. I would really appreciate it if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. And I do have an offer still running for the time being. So if you're not already in the DA Digital Boss members area, which is basically my own membership site, which I've put together, focusing on affiliate marketing, teaching basically the steps that I took back in January to be able to get to the position where I'm at now, and everything in between, from lead gen offers, building advertorials for windows, home improvements, remortgage, that type of thing, running Clickbank offers, building quiz pages and that type of thing, running Facebook ads. Going to be adding new content every week. We have bi-weekly membership calls where we have group calls and we go through different content, Q&A and all that good stuff. Got funnel templates, ad vault with a ton of different ads in there in e-com, affiliate marketing, lead gen, that type of thing. And obviously just continuing to grow in a private Facebook community where obviously any questions you need, any support, advice, anything you want to run by me, you can drop in that group and I'll get to it. And obviously we've got team members and group members in there as well who are only too happy to help and shed advice as well. So if that's of interest, I do have a special offer where I'm running a 3-day trial for $1. Okay, so you can get inside for $1, which gives you 3 days access to everything. Okay, you've not got limited access, you have access to everything, to the funnels, to the training, to the members area, to group calls if we have one in that 3-day period. We have our first one this Thursday. And then also, if you want to rebill and you want to stick with it and obviously see the value in it, you are more than welcome to it. Rebills at $297 a month, $297 a month. And if you don't, that's cool as well. Cancel your membership at any time. And obviously we part as friends. You can still get free content from the channel. More than happy to supply that. So if that's so, if you'd like to have a look and check out the membership site, you can do so just by clicking the link below. You'll go through to the opt-in page and then to the sign up page. You'll get instant access and hopefully see you in there. Cheers, guys.